In this class, we will understand how to declare, define, and call a function in C programming language. So let's get started with the concept by using this example. I have taken a very simple example for understanding of this concept. So here we are having a main function, and after that we are having a definition of the function, and this is where the functions will get declared. So this is how the functions will get declared. So whenever, so far in our programs, all our previous programs, we have seen the variables will be declared within the main function. But how the functions will get declared is, the functions will be declared always outside the main function, so above the main function. It is always a good practice to declare all the functions above the main function, because whenever the compiler compiles the program, it will understand the existence of the functions within the program. So what the compiler will do, it will check for the prototypes of these functions. So these are called as declarations or prototypes, means so it is going to give a brief understanding what kind of functions are executing and what are the return values of those functions. So that brief understanding is provided by using these function declarations, and it is always a good practice to declare them above the main function. Okay, so now, what is these prototypes are telling the compiler? So that we will try to understand. So here the int. So before the name of the function, we should always provide the data type of the data type. So what does this mean is, the return value by the function, the value that is being written by that function is of type integer. So that is what we are mentioning before the name of the function. So this data type is to mention the type of the value returned by that function. Okay, and after that we have to name the function, as these functions are named by the programmer. So the name of the function is a user defined function, so I named it as add. And after that we have to mention these parentheses, and after that a semicolon. So why these parentheses is, it enables the compiler to understand that this is a function. So this add is a function. So that is the importance of these parentheses in the function declaration. Now what is function definition? So that is the part of the program where the functionality done by that particular function is defined. So all the functionality that needs to be done by that function is defined within the function, and always the functions, the definitions of the functions are always declared below the main function. Okay, so now here I have mentioned the name of the function, and before that the data type, means this is the value, that the data, the type of value that is returned by this function is int. Okay, now what's happening within this function? Here I have declared three variables a, b, c. A is given a value of 2, b is given a value of 3, and there is a c. The value of c, here the c is equal to a plus b. The sum of a plus b will be stored in c, and it is going to return c. Means the value that is stored in c, in this case it is 5. The value of c will be returned back to the from where the function has been called. So this is what the definition of a function. So where the function call is made. Okay, so let's start with this main function, the execution of the main function. So always we know that always the compiler will check for the main function, and after that line by line the things will get executed. So each line, so line by line the program will get executed. So this let's assume that this has been executed. In the second line we are calling the function. So this is how the function calls are to be made. This is how the function calls are made. Name of the function followed by parentheses, so that we are calling the function, means we are jumping from this line of code to another part of the program. Try to understand this. So far in all our programs, we have executed our program line by line. We never jump to another place where the program is written somewhere else, means the function definition. So now this is the point where we are jumping from our sequence of execution to the another place. So now we are executing, we are jumping from here to here. the add function will get executed, means again line by line it will get executed. The first line will get executed, after that this line, after that this one will be returned. Where it will get returned? So where it will get returned is the function from where the function has been called. So in our case, this is the place where the function has been called. So the value 5 will be returned back to this place. Now this value will be assigned to sum, and after that this line will get executed, and after that return 0 will get executed. As the data type of this main function is int, so we are returning an integer value. Okay, so as we need to return an integer value, I have given this 0 so that there should not be any syntactical mistakes. Okay, the main is returned with an integer value. So far we haven't discussed about this line of code. As we came to that point of functions, so this is where the return value has to be, the value to be returned by the main is an integer, so we are returning this 0. Okay, so this is how the function declaration, definition and calling is done. In the next class, we will see what if I want to pass the values from the main function itself. Means there are some values within this function. I want to pass those values from this main function itself. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So that concept we will try to understand in our next class. That's it for this class. See you in the next class.